Hello, good day, beautiful people. I am the Inspirational Lady Noble 365. I trust and hope you are doing well, loving yourself and those who are around you. Today, I'd like to come to you with some words of inspiration and some words of encouragement. I was pondering as I usually do, and Spirit put it on my heart to share this wonderful message with you. And I was pondering, I received the download of the word misjudgment and misconception. And then it was misunderstood. And so right away, Spirit, I felt I was being told, to convey this message that I received about things being misunderstood. And, we often pass judgment on people, places, and things that we are not familiar with, that we do not know. Or sometimes a lot of the projection just comes from how we feel about ourselves on the inside. And whenever there is, a residual of turmoil or any kind of level of healing that has not been tended to, or drama or trauma that has not been released within thyself, we tend to project this energy onto each other. Some of us are aware of this and some of us aren't aware of this. But there is a lot of, the word competition. Spirit said there's a lot of competition and competing going on. And there's no need to compete. There's no need to compare. We all have a purpose. We all have a part to play, in the school of life here. And that's why we're planted here on planet Earth as human beings. And that's why no two humans are alike. We're supposed to be uniquely and divinely, individually created. It is normal. It is natural, but some of us, once again, we have an understanding of this and some of us don't, okay? And so, as I was pondering, religion and cultural practices crossed my mind. And I began to, marinate on the idea of the competitive behavior, and the judgment that is projected onto different cultural practices, whatever religion that you practice or worship on my channel, all are welcome here. Okay, everyone is welcome. You are free to worship, practice, or believe in whatever you desire. Okay, because we're here to learn from each other, and I stand on that. And so, if I was to box myself in personally and say, no, I don't want to hear or see anything else, then that means that I'm closing my mind as well as closing my heart to learning new things about people, places, and things, and what's taking place around me. Not just all light and love, but we have to learn about the dark as well. Okay, not just about the hot. We have to learn about the cold as well. Okay, just as well as we love the sunshine, we should also know about the cloudy days. Okay, because I always state in my videos that every person, place, and thing consists of duality, okay? And so I believe of being well aware and firm of knowing both sides, and it doesn't mean that you're going to worship or study or you have to copy or duplicate anything that someone else is practicing. But I believe in being aware, you should always want to make sure that you are aware of what's going on around you, make sure that you're able to recognize, when you are in observation of what's taking place around you. For an example, if you were to see a sigil, you would understand what the symbology means. You wouldn't become frightened or freaked out and start passing judgment on things you know nothing about. You wouldn't deem the person to be someone wicked because they have a particular sigil around them. Okay, and so I made a list in this list here. I hope you can see it. I should have wrote it the other way. Now, when I hold it up, it's going to be inverted backwards, but I'm going to read it out to you. Okay, on the first line, I have preacher, then I have priestess. Okay, the second line, I have altar calling. Okay, like they do in church, the altar calling. Then I have the altar, like an altar you can set in your home for your ancestors, or you can also set altars outside of your home as well. And then on the third line, I have the power of three. Okay, now we know about that famous verse in the Bible, the power of three. Okay, and then I also have your body, the mind, and the spirit. Okay, the same as the power of three. And on the fourth line, I have paying tithes, like you pay tithes in church or any organization. They have dues that should be paid, and they should. Okay, and then across from it, I have giving offerings, like giving offerings to your ancestors. Okay, those who have transitioned on the other side. Okay, the next line I have church. Okay. And then on this line here, I have your body is a temple. Okay. All right. A temple, a church. Okay. You get where I'm going with this collective. And then the last line, I have communion. And then across from communion, I have libations, like to pour libations to your ancestors or your spirit team. And so, yeah, so I was conveyed to share this message, about comparison and passing judgment, on things that are unfamiliar to us, or something that was not part of our upbringing. There are many people, we have different backgrounds. We all come from different spaces and places, and respectfully so, it's supposed to be that way. And I believe in never judging or demifying anyone's cultural practices or beliefs, because you never know what part going to church may play in that person's life. Just the same if a person was a Jehovah's Witness, you never know what part of them, partaking in that witnessing may have played a part in their life for the positive. And so I don't believe in passing judgment, to each his own. I really mean that, okay? If a person was into spiritual practices, metaphysics, esoteric wisdom or knowledge, I don't believe I should pass judgment on that, because it may have played a specific part in their life. And when I say specific part, it may have helped them in a way, that was for their highest good, okay? And because we all have different missions and things that we experience. So why should we be overly concerned as well as overextend ourselves, into why someone chooses to engage, practice, or be a part of any particular community or practice? You never know what critical part. There are people who have overcame drug addiction, maybe using alcohol. There are people who have overcame a lot of things from connecting themselves to these different practices and different organizations. So that's why I say don't pass judgment on it, okay? And also when people choose to indulge, it may be a part of their mission. It may be a part of their path to join that organization, to join that practice, to join that church. And so there's no reason to point the finger. There's no reason to demonize anyone's cultural practice. There's no reason to even pass any judgment. Simply let people be. We're all on different missions. I keep saying that. And it may just be a part of their destiny, part of their path for them to be connected to that group or that practice or that organization. They may meet their husband there, their wife there. They may overcome addiction there. They may do some healing work there. You never know where your goal lies. So you have to be mindful when you're passing judgment of your words as well as your thoughts. And so, after I made that list, I'm going to look at my book, because I wrote some notes here. It's a real notebook, okay? Okay, and I wrote, don't allow wordplay to plant seeds of doubt or inspire you to pass judgment on religious or cultural practices that are unfamiliar or are acknowledged by the naysayers as not being trendy. Be mindful of what you deem as negative or unrighteous. It just may be a spiritual nudge for you to go deeper in order for you to know thyself. Okay. And so I wrote that because I really feel that way. And Spirit says someone needs to know this message, not someone. There are many people who needs to be aware and just ponder on that. The list I just showed, as well as what I spoke, you can rewind this and just let it marinate. Make sure that you have an empty cup. If you want to get to know someone or learn any skill, any cultural practice, you're doing any research about religion, anything, make sure your cup is empty and that you are there to learn, or you're, embracing this thing so that you can have an understanding of what's taking place, because you never know where your goal lies. And when I say when you never know where your goal lies, you never know. It may be part of your path, your mission, your destiny. There are no coincidences. I'm making this video with intentions behind it, just to, reassure someone to be mindful, of what you deem as negative. It may be a spiritual nudge for you, even in this message. So that concludes the objective of this conversation. And I trust and hope that this topic finds you for your highest good. But once again, I must hold it up. I should have wrote this list another way because it's kind of inverted. I'll figure that out later. But yeah, you have the preacher, then you have the priestess. You have the altar calling, then you have the altar. Okay. The power of three. Then you have the body, mind, and the spirit. Okay. All right. Okay, paying tithes, then you have giving offerings. You have the church, then you also, I wrote, your body is a temple. Okay, and the last one, taking communion. We've all done that in church. Okay, and then I have pulling libation. Okay, and all these things are wonderful. There's nothing wrong with nothing on that list. I have no judgment towards none of them. Okay, and so that's the goal as well. Hold your judgment. You never know what you might learn, who you might meet, or what experience, you're supposed to experience, when you cross the paths of different people. God is good, and energy does not lie. And people will be placed in your path as well as you'll be placed in other people's path. A lot of us, we are in the energy, and we're on the mission of being the catalyst in many ways. And I'm going to speak on that. I've been pondering on it, but before I speak on it, I have to, go to the drawing board on that topic because I want to make sure the delivery is sound and clear. But many of us are put here on a mission to be a catalyst in many ways, from small to way, way big things, that you just wouldn't believe. People are put in positions and in locations at certain timings. The chess pieces are being moved according to the divine, and according to your mission, and once again, we are all individually, uniquely, and divinely created. And so I hope this message finds you for your highest good. Ashe.